We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Cardi B decided to drop her song Ha Ha, and as we know, she was throwing some shots. We already went over the first verse because she posted the snippet, I think, a few days ago. But in the second verse, now, she said, well, Person Fontaine wrote, posting pictures in the Airbnb, we know what crib you in. I'm jumping off the back of the boats in the Caribbean. The general consensus is that she is throwing majority of the shots in the song at Akbar, some of Stephon Diddy's baby mamas, and some little shots at Scratch Off. That's what they're saying. That's what the streets are saying. Then she said, I'm sparing bitches for real. Y'all was lucky. But this year I'm pulling up and shitting like a Huggy. Yeah, that bar was a little... That's a 0 bar for me. That's a 0 bar. But I guess she said she was sparing Akbar, because she been on Bia and JT's neck. So I guess she says she coming after everybody. JT, Akbar, Scratch Off. Then she said, look, I heard you don't like me. Why the fuck you listening? A, I'm a slapper toe tagger. You think I'm talking about your fave? Bitch at her. Okay? That's also a 0 bar for me. Then she said, bitch, your bark is pretty loud for a lapdog. To get this kind of house, you got to sell your catalog. Okay? That's definitely at Akbar. I think Akbar is probably the only female rapper that if she sell her catalog, it would be to buy a house. Okay? Now, Akbar is married, but I don't think Akbar make money like that. No shade. Then she said, shit, I probably should have sent this to Cash Doll. I look better, I dress better, I fuck better. I love a nigga that talks shit, make the nut better. All my exes is O's like a love letter. I put intact on track, make it run better. Okay, so I guess she was throwing some shade at Off the Cheat and Stefan. Reading these bars, I feel like they're lackluster. I feel like she didn't go as hard as she was threatening. And as for how the song sounds, the first verse sounds fine. Partisan Fontaine did a decent job. I would give it a D-. But then the second verse, once the beat switches, it was kind of terrible. I don't know who came up with that idea. Cardi B can't do stuff like that because she can't keep up with the beat as it is. When the beat switch on the second verse, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this one. Okay, they should have kept it to whatever the first beat was. Because it's like a little switch. It's not like a complete 180, but whatever. It's a little switch. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to Cardi B, you got to keep it basic for her because it could go really good, but then it can go really left really fast when it comes to how she puts a song together. And I feel like the second verse, even though she was throwing a lot of shots, even in the first verse when she said, I give a hoe exactly, what she wanted this bitch. A hoe can never play with me once in this bitch. That could have been at Scratch Off low key. Scratch Off has also been sending shots. It's not just Bia and Akbar. So I think she was sending a warning to Scratch Off like, bitch, I really will, start heavily dissing you if you don't shut the fuck up about me calling you a pussy. Okay, because that's one of the reasons why Scratch Off dissed her on her album. So, but I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. If I had to grade it, I think I would give it a D. A D-. I don't think it's super trash, but I just don't like the second verse. It sound a little off. The first verse, Partisan Fontaine wrote, was fine. Now, unfortunately for Tyla has canceled her Nigerian concert slated for December after Nigerians threaten to set her ablaze if she enters the country for not speaking up against the xenophobia attacks in South Africa. Yikes. I'm sure that's not going to be the only show she got to cancel, because let's just be honest. I like Tyler, but I have a feeling that this tour is going to be a flop. No shade, just like her album, okay? I feel like more shows will eventually get canceled. I don't think that they might cancel the whole tour, but they definitely going to cancel a few other shows. And as for her speaking up, I'm really not shocked that she didn't speak up, because at the end of the day, Tyler never really speaks up for anything other than herself, okay? That's how Tyler has always been. She's never really dabbled into politics. She's never spoken up for anybody other than herself. Only time is when she was getting dissed by Rianä. So, there's that. Now, moving on from that, Rilla did a photo shoot for her birthday. She posted pictures of a fake magazine cover, and it says all summer abs out, okay? Now, a lot of fans are saying that she has a monitoring spirit when it comes to Megan Thee Stallion. A lot of people feel like this was very Megan Thee Stallion coded, because Megan did Sports Illustrated, I believe, like a few years ago. So a lot of people feel like she is trying to morph into Megan Thee Stallion, and she's been doing things strategically to either look like Megan Thee Stallion or be like Megan Thee Stallion. People feel like she's trying to destiny swap with Megan. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I don't know if I believe that, because Megan don't have the best of luck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of people, it's weird. It's like people stick up for Megan on social media, but y'all don't support her in real life. It's the weirdest, most bizarre thing. She released 2 singles. 2! Okay? Not 5, but 2 singles. Y'all didn't really support them. The Whatever record and my baby daddy, y'all didn't support that either. Okay? So that's the thing about Megan. It feels like people only support her on social media. And then on top of that, I don't feel like Megan has the best of luck. She has a lot of sympathy supporters on social media, right? But when it comes to her music career, is not really doing anything. She don't have the best of luck with men. She always get cheated on or humiliated. Okay, no shade. She fall out with everybody. Like, who is Megan Thee Stallion's friend? Kellen? You know what I'm saying? Like, Megan, to me, don't really strike me as that girl in female rap, because it seems as though every aspect of her life, except for maybe getting brand deals, is kind of, not great. I would not want to be in Megan's place. I would not want to be under Devil Nation, okay, because they haven't helped her music career. They give her a lot of brand deals, but no music has been sticking. You can't keep a man. You fall out with everybody. I don't know. Destiny swapping with Megan, I guess you can have a nice body, but that's about it. Now, moving on from that, Karol G is dropping music, and a lot of people are speculating that Champagne Thickums, that's not a speculation. They do have a collaboration in Stash. Originally, it was supposed to be for Iceman. But Champagne Thickums, Rosalia, SZA, Doja Cat, Armar Quartz are supposed to be on the album. Now, a lot of people are gagging at Doja Cat and Karol G doing something, especially since previously Karol G has worked with Nicki Minaj. Let me know if you guys would be here for. I would definitely be here for Doja Cat and Karol G. I wonder how Doja Cat would go and sound out. I know she's a diverse artist, but I'm trying to think, has Doja Cat really popped off in her Latin bag? I know she's done Latin collaborations in the past, but none of those collaborations have really popped off. She's never had a I Like It or a Tulsa. She's never had that. So it's going to be interesting to see her get in her Latin bag and see if she'll be rapping, okay? That's what the people low-key want to see, though. Now, moving on to Ariana Grande's Pedal. In my opinion, this could be a unpopular opinion, because I know how people are very fickle, especially pop fans. But I will say, so far, Ariana Grande, in my opinion, has dropped the best pop album of the year. I wouldn't say the best album, but the best pop album of the year. Now, I know it only got, I think, a 6.5 from Pitchfork, but Pitchfork, unless you're paying for a high score, they always gonna give you a low score or a mid score, okay? But this album was probably, in my opinion, better than Eternal Sunshine, okay? Now, I didn't care for the lead single, which is obviously Hate That I Made You Love Me, but she really do got some bangers on this album, and to me, it was giving low-key Ariana meets The Weeknd meets Billie Eilish. It was definitely a darker album. And what I liked about some of the songs is that she was doing a few beat switches. You know, you be listening to the song and then automatically, next thing you know, the beat kind of switch. I was like, wait a minute. So the songs like I Do, there's a beat switch, and Big Feelings. You can definitely tell that, you know, whoever was the producer on this album, because she usually worked with Max Martin, whoever was the producer and songwriter on this album, they wanted to go for a darker theme. And it really kind of reminded me of like The Weeknd type of album, right? There were some R&B twists, R&B elements within the pop songs. Even in the next single that obviously her label and her team want to push, Pedal, there's a beat switch. Okay? Now, I've always been an Ariana Grande fan, but I don't know if she just started doing that. Okay? Like, it kind of remind me of The Weeknd. Like when he does like the beat switches in his song. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. But I like this type of Ariana Grande. I like this type of darker Ariana Grande, R&B-esque Ariana. I like when Ariana dabbles in her R&B culture vulture bag because she never goes too hard with it. Okay, she never goes too hard with it. She just do just enough. She not trying to break dance. Okay, you're not gonna catch Ariana secretly saying the N-word like Blackpink. Okay, but she definitely has an ear for music, and she has this thing where she combines pop and up-tempo beats with like an R&B undertone. And she's one of the few artists that can do it successfully. A lot of these pop girlies, Sabrina Carpenter, Tate McRae, no offense, Taylor, Adele, none of them can do it that great. Ariana Grande has successfully, as a pop star, a woman pop star, has been able to successfully combine R&B elements with pop music, okay? Adele tries, but Adele's boring. No shade. Ariana is not boring. She keeps you in tune, okay? Now, my favorite songs on the album were Kiss Me, Stay. Those are bops. The song I like the most is probably Like I Do. And I also like Big Feelings. I like that song as well. Now, Freak, I'm indifferent about Freak. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. It's like I'm kind of indifferent about that song. There are a few fillers in the album, even though the album ain't that long. I think Oh Well is probably my least favorite. I think that might be some people's favorite, but it's probably my least favorite on the album. But I think this album, and this probably going to be an unpopular opinion, was better than Eternal Sunshine. Okay? Even though I didn't really care for the lead. I'm just saying that because I like the beat switches. I like the more R&B element in this type of album. The darker undertones. It felt like she had a lot of R&B undertones, you know, among the pop beats, the up-tempo beats, the beat switches. It was given really The Weeknd low-key. Let me find out The Weeknd secretly was a producer on the album. But if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Okay? Or no. Well, we won't say 8. We'll say a 7.175. A 7.175 out of 10. Okay? Because there are a few fillers and the album ain't that long. Okay? It's only like 34, 36 minutes. But I'll be honest with you, I'm probably going to listen to this album versus, you know, Eternal Sunshine. Eternal Sunshine is a skippable album for me. This album is much, much, much better. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on David, Camel Face, Champagne Thickums, Lil Wayne, Taylor, and Travis Kelce on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you guys have a great day.